Warning, this program typically features strong language, sexual innuendo, politically incorrect commentary, and real stories from the road. Viewer discretion is advised. We left off previously camping with our good friend Gemma by a riverbank in Alberta. After our time came to an end, Jessica and I set off back towards Calgary, where we'd be camping with some other friends who you briefly met in the last episode. Alright, we're back in Calgary, and we're meeting up with some people that we met last week. There's some Venezuelans that are Canadian citizens here. Really, really nice people. They found us on Instagram and were like, hey, you guys should come and hang out with us and stay at our house. So we're going to be staying with them a lot this week as we try to get work done and as the van is going to the shop. How come we don't yet have the General Lee honk horn thing? I really want that.
Leo. Say hi. Welcome, say.
Hey, there she is.
He was like running, Mom, Jess, Jorge. I was like,
Mira los perritos, papi, los perritos. Look. No le tengas miedo.
Perritos.
Sí, los perritos, mira, papi.
If you recall from a previous episode, we bought forged aluminum Audi winter wheels to replace the heavy steel rims on our Syncro. Because the process to make the wheels fit on the Syncro is a bit involved, we reached out to Tony at Tony's Auto Service in Calgary to take on the job. We'd heard good things about his shop, and so we entrusted him with the task. Because the new rims require a set of spacers to work with the Vanagon wheel hub, all of these parts are available at t3technique.com, by the way. It means that the factory lug studs are just too short and need to be replaced. Longer studs. And because replacing the studs is a must, it also means we have to do a full front bearing job on the Syncro. All of this work requires a press and some expertise, and so it was a little bit out of our comfort zone. It's not a small job either, or a cheap one. Fun fact about all of this, however, when Tony started the work, he noticed we already had longer studs, thus reminding me that I had done this very same job a year earlier at Mountain Bus Works in Colorado Springs. Man, I tell you what, I love honest mechanics like Tony, who don't do work on your rig that it doesn't need. Switching to aluminum rims on a travel rig like ours has many benefits. Forged aluminum is much lighter than steel, and so reducing the unsprung weight of rims improves handling, acceleration, and stopping. Guys, the difference in weight from this to the Steelies, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick up like that, is substantial. That's an enormous weight difference. They also put less strain on the suspension and can improve fuel economy. There are some downsides to them though, so if this is something that you want to do your research first. And so, with the Audi winter wheels finally mounted and balanced, I could turn my attention back to my work for the day. It didn't last long. That is not normal. Is there an Apple store here in Calgary?
Yeah, sure.
Opened my computer last night and the screen was flickering. Like skeedle-a-deedle-a-deedle-a-doo, skeedle-a-doo, skeedle-a-deedle-a-deedle-a-doo. That's the sound that it made and everything. And turns out the screen is pretty much shot. And so we're going to the Apple store here in Calgary to get that taken care of. Oh my God! King Kong is climbing that freaking building right there. Made it to the mall. The Market Mall. CF. I guess that means Canadian fart. Sorry. Market Mall. That's all I could conceive of. Oh look, the Apple Store is literally right here.
Lucky.
Yeah. See ya. And it's the logic board? Yes. Okay. All right. Got it done, dropped it off. 3 to 5 days, it'll be ready. And then I can really start grinding on some edits. Could you imagine me with fake tits? We left the mall and headed back to the house, where in a few days we'd be preparing for a camping trip with our new friends. All right, good morning. It is 4:30 a.m. and we're heading to a place called Lake Koocanusa, which is a really funny name, and we're gonna be heading there with our friends in Calgary, Amber and Julio and Leonardo. He is quite a crazy little kid. I think it's like a 4-hour drive, so we're getting everything together here in the van and getting ready to head out. So we got 24 miles to the gallon?
Approximately.
They have arrived.
Morning.
Morning.
Ready to travel?
Yeah.
We're good to
Oh
roll?
yeah, the volume was down.
All right, here we go.
Sit rep, y'all. We just stopped for gas on our way to Lake Koocanusa, and I'm pretty sure we just got 30 miles to the gallon.
What?
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's the best we've ever gotten.
All right, camp is set up for the weekend. Looking good. I'll jump in this water here pretty soon because it's hot as shit. Stand up! Feeling refreshed and victorious after catching what can only be described as the biggest fish in North America, we set off back to camp for the evening, where Jessica put away her skills as a master fisherman, or fisherwoman, and showed us that she's also a medic.
What kind of surgery is happening here?
Toe surgery.
Toe surgery?
I need our rock. Be careful, it's over there. I don't know where is it, but it's over there.
Jessica Gonzalez, medicine woman. All right. The time here at Lake Koocanusa has been pretty awesome. And now I'm getting ready to go over there and eat some cake and some tres leches and get a sugar high.
The most famous Venezuelan cake.
Okay.
The name is tres leches.
Okay, tres leches.
Tres leches.
But I gotta wade into Canada's largest reggaeton festival, which is happening right over here. Get off me. Just had a cricket land on my arm. What kind of shit is that? She's from Venezuela.
Ambas, soy venezolana, latina, man.
And I don't know who that is. ¿Cómo se llama?
Albany.
Albany. That weekend was surreal. In our 4 years on the road, we rarely spend time alongside people with whom we share our Hispanic culture, language, and music. To go camping in Canada, of all places, surrounded by Spanish speakers, listening to reggaeton and merengue all weekend, while eating the foods we grew up with, is not what we would have ever expected when we crossed the border into the Great White North. But there we were, surrounded by the rhythmic song of our native tongue and by people who, although they might hail from a different country than that of our own, they nevertheless share a lot of the same cultural curiosities and social mores that Jessica and I are so familiar with. That area may be called Lake Cucanusa on maps, but to us, we'll always remember it as El Lago Venezolano. It was a good time, kids, and we hope to see you down the road sometime real soon. Así que por ahora, mis amigos, vivan libre y exploren más.